What is an IPPI and what do they do? An IP private investigator will often be contacted by lawyers, brand owners, and in-house counsel when any rights associated with the ownership of intangible assets are violated. Some examples of these intellectual property rights include but aren't limited to the following: trademarks, patents, domain names, industrial designs, confidential information, service marks, logos, businesses, and trade names. An IPPI will conduct investigations, evidentiary buys, and discreet interviews to develop the information required to show that the intellectual property rights have been violated. The reports prepared by an IPPI can be used in proceedings before the TTAB, which is the Trademark Trial and Appeals Board, or in federal court. A private investigator that specializes in IP matters will need to understand what a trademark investigation requires. They will need to understand the Lanham Act and have experience with attorneys that are filing, clearing, and registering trademarks. Trademark investigations can involve determining date of first use, abandonment, infringement, and fraud. They can also determine scope of use, channels of trade, and geographic use. An IPPI will also be tasked with handling a variety of other investigative tasks like identifying the location of a company running a website offering infringing products, making evidentiary buys and test purchases of infringing goods to document infringement or counterfeiting and to trace the goods to the source, anti-counterfeiting strategies and training, which can often include training of law enforcement and other investigators on how to spot a counterfeit, in-person service of cease and desist letters to infringers and counterfeiters. An IPPI will also handle the anonymous acquisition and negotiation of intellectual property like domain names and trademarks. So how does an IPPI do all of these things? A private investigator that specializes in IP matters will need to have a way of making discreet contact with targets within a normal business context. So they should have front company email accounts and phone numbers, along with business registrations and resale permits that allow them to reach out to business targets with legitimate business inquiries. Most importantly, an IPPI will understand the evidentiary requirements of IP cases and be licensed so that the evidence and information they obtain can be used in court proceedings. In many cases, an IP investigator will have their investigation report converted to a declaration in support of a motion or ex parte seizure order. Other times, IP investigators are deposed about their investigative findings, work product, methodology, chain of custody, and general investigative procedures in IP cases. An IPPI must be well-versed in business methodologies, social media, and current technology in order to identify with and connect with targets in a variety of businesses and industries. If you have any questions about an IPPI and what they really do, please let me know. Thanks.